Today on the podcast, we're going to look at how to properly prompt using AI tools. In other words, if you are a Nigerian business person, like I am, or a business person in any part of the globe, on the African continent, wherever, and you're facing serious, legitimate business problems, and you're looking for a tool that you can brainstorm, that you can start asking questions, you can start trying to figure out what the problem is, you can use AI tools. By the way, I'm not saying that when you have a problem, every single time you go to AI, because there are people like myself who are business consultants, and we're trained to show you the way when there's a problem. But it's not all of you who have the financial resources to be able to pay for a consultant. And sometimes you're quite early on in the journey and you haven't explored many possible avenues to solve the problem yet. And so even if you had the money, reaching out to a business consultant might be premature because you haven't explored a couple of options. So for people in that situation who just need to be able to troubleshoot, get one or two ideas, try out one or two things to try and solve your business problems, AI is a handy tool that you can use for that. Now, the problem is this. There are lots of people who are trying to use AI tools. And by the way, when we say AI, artificial intelligence, that's what the whole world calls it, artificial intelligence. But I prefer to call it augmented intelligence because these are very useful tools that we can use to augment our performance, to make ourselves better. So whether you say artificial intelligence tools or augmented intelligence tools, it's all the same. So where was I? Okay, so that's what AI means. Now, the problem is lots of people are going around using AI tools with different degrees of success or failure, and they are attributing the success or the failure to the tool itself. So I still see this nonsense every day on LinkedIn where people say, use Claude because Claude is better than Google Gemini, or use Perplexity because Perplexity is better than Claude, or use this because this is better than that, use that because that is better than this. Please listen up, everyone. There is no tool that is better than the other. You cannot say categorically that Gemini is better than Claude, or Claude is better than Perplexity, or that Perplexity is better than ChatGPT. You can't say categorically that one tool is better than the other because these tools work, and they work very well. Yes, there are some conditions under which some tools work more optimally than others, but for most people, the main reason why you're not seeing any benefit from Claude, from ChatGPT, from Google Gemini, from Perplexity, from whatever it is that you use, the main reason why you're not getting results is you don't know how to prompt well. That is the problem. So, for a lot of you, stop looking for the perfect tool and stop blaming the tools. The problem is you. You don't know how to use these tools effectively. You are not prompting well. Now, those of you who are listening to the podcast for the first time will wonder, prompting. Which one be prompting again? What does prompt mean? Very simple. A prompt is how you give instructions to a computer so that it helps you solve a problem. That's it. So when you hear somebody on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram saying, best tool, best prompting strategy, learn how to prompt this, that's all they're saying. They're just saying, learn how to ask these tools questions in the right way. If you ask these things questions in the right way, you will start getting good responses because these things are not intelligent. They are not human beings. They can't reason. They can't think. So you have to be very, very, very particular about how you ask it a question. You can show up to me, ask me a question, maybe you fumble with the question, but because I'm intelligent, I go reason, I'm like, okay, maybe this guy is coming from here, this guy is coming from here, and I can help you get what you need. But AI tools, artificial intelligence tools, augmented intelligence tools, they're not intelligent. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand context. They don't understand intent. They don't understand meaning. They don't understand semantics. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they don't. In fact, they don't even have the capability to understand before we start saying they understand this or they understand that. So The problem is not with the tool. The problem is with you. Learn how to prompt. Now, the reason why I'm here and I just did vex anyhow today is because I was scrolling on LinkedIn and then two ladies were involved in this whole debate. And they say, no, Claude is better than Gemini. And then they're having a debate back and forth. So I slid into the conversation and I just asked them that, look, have you guys thought that perhaps the problem is you don't know how to prompt properly with Gemini yet? Because there are loads of us who use only Google Gemini every single day and get wonderful results that we're happy with. Now, luckily, the two ladies that were arguing back and forth were very, very mature somebodies, and they thanked me for the advice. And one of them said they're actually going to start researching how to use Gemini correctly. So, this is one of the many reasons why I say, yes, artificial intelligence tools, they're here. Use them. Use them often. Use them every day. Use them for every conceivable thing, possible. Feel it out. Play with it. But learn how to prompt first. And stop looking for the perfect tool. You will be wasting your time looking for the perfect tool. In my own opinion, I think whichever one you have started with, continue. If you are those people who got on the ChatGPT bandwagon early, continue. You're already there. You've been using it. You've got some familiarity with it. The tool is already adapting to your search preferences, to your tastes, things like that. Continue. You will get very good results. For those of us who like Google products and we waited for Google Gemini and that's what you've been using, continue. Don't jump ship. Don't say Claude is better, ChatGPT is better, this is better, that is better. Learn how to prompt using whatever tool that you currently have and you'll be okay. Oh, sorry, forgive me. 7 minutes. I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Tabashima Ayede. I'm the host of the podcast. I am a former lawyer turned business consultant and now the host of the most prolific business podcast on the African continent. And I didn't make that stuff up. I found it online. I was like, okay, cool. If folks are already saying that about me online, then I claim it. I'm the most prolific business podcaster on the African continent. Soon, the world. Then, if you like the content, if you like the topics, if you like the things that we talk about over here, then subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or any player of your choice. If you'd love to connect with me, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Then, let's see what else. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Introductions out of the way. Oh, yes, one more thing. I'm making today's recording at home because I'm currently in the villa with my family for the Christmas holidays. So we're staying with grandma. It's a busy house. All the cousins are around. The aunties are here. So it's a full house. So expect to hear some noise in the background. So as we're recording, you might just hear bidi 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 bam, and then the door bursts open, and then a bunch of children just pour into the room. So if that happens, no vex. Regardless of the interruptions that may happen or might not happen, I will still do my best to give you guys lots of value while you are spending time with me here today. So these are all the things that we're going to talk about today. Prompting. How do you prompt? Let's look at some rules for how to prompt so that you can get the best out of AI. And please, if you're a listener to the podcast, don't let me jam you in real life and hear you arguing with somebody that Claude is better than ChatGPT. ChatGPT is better than Perplexity. Perplexity is better than AI. This one is the best tool. Now, look, don't let me catch you. I will disown you if I catch you. I will disown you. And some of you are just wasting too much time on this thing. Reminds me of one of my clients who was in the solar space. I was training their team. And there was this guy there who used to swear by ChatGPT and he wants everybody to convert to ChatGPT. And I should tell the guy that, look, it's not about the tool. It's about how well you use it. The rest of us are using other tools and getting good results. Now, what happened to the guy? After 1 month, he got frustrated and left. It's not about the tool. He thought he had the perfect tool, but he didn't know how to use it properly. So the rest of us who are using inferior tools, in quote, were getting superior results to the guy. And we're still here in the game. We're still doing it. But he's gone. He couldn't hack it. He left, even though he has a superior tool, technically. By the way, I don't have the technical expertise to say whether ChatGPT indeed is better than Gemini. But look, this is a fool's errand. So please stop it. Give up. Please give up on this one. The reason why I'm passionate about this thing is because even though my professional background is in law, eventually I became a wedding photographer. And it was the same old rubbish back then as it is now. People getting into arguments, which is the best camera. Canon is better than Canon is better than Samsung. Samsung is better than Nikon. Nikon is better than Leica. Leica is better than this. Sony is better than that. People arguing up and down. And even then, I used to tell my brethren, in photography and video, people are here arguing about camera. Is it about the camera? Is it about the artist? You can take a correct, solid, obonge artist, photographer, and give him a crappy, useless camera, and the guy will do much, much better than you, who has no skill, but you have the perfect camera in the world. Let's stop being obsessed about our tools. It's an intermarriage. There's you, the person, and then there's the tool. So, you want to look for the perfect tool, go ahead, knock yourself out. But at the end of the day, you're the one that is the distinguishing element. Or like graphic designers, they will be arguing, Wacom tablet is the best. Wacom tablet is better than this tablet, better than that tablet. Absolute nonsense, errant nonsense. It's not about the tablet. It's about the artist. They'll say, Wacom is for beginner. And so you can have somebody who would take Wacom tablet, entry-level Wacom tablet, but because the guy is a certified boss when it comes to, Photoshop and design and animation and everything, the guy will use that thing and he would design shaggy around you. You'll be there looking for the perfect tablet, for the perfect stylus, for the perfect computer. You say must only be MacBook. Anyway, forgive me. I'm just carrying my frustration and just loading it on all of you today. But see, this thing is not today, trust me. It's not today that people have been looking for the better tool and blaming their success on the tool, or blaming their lack of success on the tool. Anyway, it's been 10 minutes, so let's just get straight into it. Now, these are my simple rules for prompting when you want to get the best out of AI. So number one, say who you are. By the way, when you say who you are, don't put any personal details. When you are using AI tools, don't put any details that you would not be comfortable being found on the internet. So I have no problem putting my name in artificial intelligence tools because I want to be found online. I'm looking for money here. So I need you guys to see me, to find me, and to give me your money. So I have absolutely no problem putting my name into AI tools. However, I will not put my wife's name, my children's name, my home address, what else? I'll put none of that into AI tools because I don't want that to be found. But I want my name to be found. I want my phone number to be found. So I give my name liberally, freely. I drop my name anyhow. My phone number, I drop it any which way. Anyhow, I'll drop my phone number because I want my name to be found. I want my phone number to be found. So when you're saying who you are or what you do in AI tools, just be vague. Don't be specific. It's enough to say, I am a Nigerian businessman based in Abuja, Nigeria, who lives in the Central Business District. That's it. You don't need to say that your name is Okechukwu Ihenacho. So, say who you are. Then, give a background or context to the problem that you're facing. After that, ask the question. Then, when you're dealing with AI tools, remember the LLMs, large language models, they're designed to be conversational. So just pretend as if you're having a conversation to get the best out of it. So I repeat, these are my own simple rules. Number one, say who you are. Number two, give the background or the context to the problem. Number three, ask a question. Number four, be conversational and then reiterate. Do the process all over again. Now let's do a case study. Let's say you are a sales officer and you work with a car finance company in Nigeria. Well, yes, the reason why I'm using that is because I currently have two people who work with AutoCheck who want to be a part of the sales training that I am delivering on the 12th of January 2026 to the 23rd of January 2026. The course is designed to help you sell much more effectively using the phone so that you can target people using the phone. Start the conversation using the phone. Haggle, negotiate, price, make proposals, do all of that over the phone. If they say, I'm not interested, call me back. They're giving you any other kind of objections. How to handle that over the phone. How to build relationships over the phone. How to get people to come back and buy from you again over the phone. How to ask for referrals over the phone. That is the whole point of the course that we're going to do on the 12th of December. Sorry, I say December, on the 12th of January to the 23rd of January 2026. And I'm currently talking to two people who work with AutoCheck. They're a car finance company. And one of them is a superstar salesperson. He wants to improve his sales. Another person is new. He's just been in the business for 2 months. He also wants to improve his sales. And God willing, we're going to see how we can help them achieve their goals for 2026. So that's the reason why I'm using this as a case study. So let's say you work in AutoCheck or any other company, and the problem is you're not able to close deals because by the time you open your company CRM tool, any lead that is there, another person has snatched it. So that's your problem. And you're wondering, what can I do to solve this problem? What can I do to get results? Now, this is what you do. You can go to your tool. Remember, there is no best one. If you're already using Claude, use Claude. If you're already using Gemini, use Gemini. If you're using ChatGPT, use it. There is no best tool. So go into Claude, in my own case, Google Gemini. Go into whatever tool it is and then say who you are. Sorry, one moment. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Like I mentioned, it's a full house. So I had to leave the room where I was because someone came in. And, well, anyway, that's how we families live in this part of the world. You go home for Christmas and, wherever you find space, you lay your head. But that's the beauty of the holiday season and hanging out with family. You just show up and you slum it. So it's fun. If not for the fact that Makudi is hot as hell at this time of the year, actually is quite fun. Okay, yeah. So I was talking about my simple rules now for prompting, and I gave a case study about someone who is a sales officer, business development officer, business development rep, whatever it is you call yourself. You work with a car finance company in Nigeria. The problem is you can't close deals fast enough because every single time a deal or a contact shows up in the CRM, somebody might be interested. By the time you call the person and say, oh, okay, oh, don't worry, Kelechi already called me. You call the next person and say, okay, Iheanacho has already called me. You call the next person, the person says, oh, Kunle, I've already spoken to one of your colleagues, Kunle. That's the problem you're facing. Now, like I said at the top of the episode, you don't always have to look out and go and pay for a consultant because, sometimes you don't have money. And then sometimes, even if you have the money, sometimes you've not tried hard enough. Like one particular guy that I'm talking to has only been in the business for 2 months. And if you've been in the business for 2 months, quite frankly, you haven't tried enough yet to say you have a problem or you don't have a problem. But it's good that the guy is reaching out, looking for solutions, and is looking for training. And I'm definitely going to take him on to help him solve his problem. But let's just say you haven't done enough or you don't have enough money. You can use AI tools to try and figure your way out of this thing. So in this case, what you do is, number one, say who you are. So your prompt, and remember, we're talking about LLMs, large language models, which means that you interact with these things primarily using text. So you type into a keyboard, into a dialog box on the screen, and then it gives you an answer in the form of text on the screen. So say who you are. In this case, remember, don't use your name. All you have to just say is, I am a Nigerian business development rep who lives in the city of Akure. I currently work with XYZ company where my role is to process leads for people who want to buy cars and who are looking for flexible payment options. So you see, that's the first part. Say who you are. You can see the level of detail that has to go into this thing. Because some of you just pick up an AI tool. You pick up Gemini or Claude or whatever, and then you just type in, give me the secrets to sell well. If you give a general, vague prompt like that, of course it's going to give you, general, vague answers. That question is too broad. So we have to be specific when we prompt. I'm a Nigerian sales professional. I live and work in Ondo, Akure. I work with a car finance company. My responsibility is to process leads and match people up with vendors who have cars for sale and they're willing to explore flexible payment options. Something like that. Brief summary. Don't say your name. Don't say where you live, but say who you are. Then now give the background or the context to the problem. Every single day, I log into my company CRM first thing in the morning to start processing leads, only to find out that the leads and the contacts who are in the company CRM have already been attended to by my colleagues. Because of this, I'm not getting processing enough leads to be able to hit my monthly quota. See, that's the background. Then number three, ask a question. What can I do to solve this problem? What could be the possible causes of this problem? How can I hit my monthly quota given these circumstances? Now, in this case, because you've given it a fairly detailed prompt, you've said who you are, you've given a background to the problem, you've asked the question, can you not see how, if it gives you a response, it will give you a response that will make sense for you in your own particular context in Nigeria? See, that's the reason why that whole part of I live and work in Akure is necessary. Because the advice it will give you if you live in Texas or if you live in France might be different. There are some tactics, some situations, some strategies that might apply in Niger that won't apply in Texas, or that won't apply in France, or that won't apply in Alaska or Australia. So can you see that this is the level of detail, the level of granularity that you have to go through when you're using an AI tool? And can you people stop going around saying that Claude is better than Gemini, Gemini is better than ChatGPT, ChatGPT is better than whatever. Especially since people keep making these tools every single day. I'm currently making this podcast episode in December of 2025, and I can assure you, I'm willing to bet my left. Let me not use profanity on this podcast, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm willing to bet my left that at least this month they will release another 5 AI tools this month alone. In January, they'll release another 510. In February of 2026, they'll release another 510. By the time 2026 is over, they will not release like 100 new AI competition tools. I say I'm willing to bet my left. Then you will be running around saying which one is the best tool. My friend, learn how to prompt and get the best of whatever tool you're using. The tool is not the problem. You are. The artist does not blame the brush. Or as Yoruba people say the bad farmer likes to blame the cutlass. Stop blaming your cutlass. The cutlass is not the problem. The problem is that you're a bad farmer. Go and learn how to farm well. And whichever cutlass you use, whether it's sharp, whether it's blunt, whether it's brand new, whether it's old, whether it's rusted, whether it is well oiled, whether it is whatever, so long as you're a correct badass farmer, any hoe, any cutlass that you use, you will make it work. Go and learn how to prompt. Now, I decided to check online to find some more recommendations about how to prompt in case maybe my own way of prompting, maybe it's not too clear. Because sometimes, when it's you and you're doing it, it's not clear, but, because now you won't see the shortcomings of your system. And this is what I found. So some people say online that to get the most out of your, when you're interacting with an AI tool, don't think of it as a simple search. See, that's the problem. People are thinking of it as simple search, which is understandable because in the early days, for those of us who are exposed to internet in Niger, after Obasanjo era, we got used to doing simple search. You remember those days now? If you wanted to buy pizza in Lagos, you just type in pizza Lagos, and then Google give you a bunch of options. So that is how we are using AI tools now. That's the way that we're searching. You go into AI tool and then type in pizza Lagos, and you expect that will give you good results. But if you go into an AI tool, remember my own simple way. Say who you are, give the background or the problem, ask the question, be conversational. If you go into Google Gemini and say, I am a father of two, I'm a father of two, I have two teenage boys. By the way, I don't have two teenage boys. I'm a father of two. One is a teenager, the other one is not. So I'm a father of two. I have two teenage boys. We're visiting family in Lagos, and I'm thinking of a good pizza hangout with extracurricular activities that my kids and I can take part in. What would you recommend in Lagos that would suit, that will fit the bill? So let's say that's your prompt. Can you see now that the response you get will be targeted, will be relevant, will be suitable for you? So if there's a pizza place somewhere that is close to an ice cream hut, and maybe the ice cream hut is also close to a gaming center, can you see that it would recommend those kinds of places? Instead of you just going in Gemini and then you just type in pizza Lagos, and then you're angry that the places it showed you are not correct, how will it show you a correct place? It's not intelligent. It can't think. If you were to ask me, if you were to come up to me as a human being and you say, "Oh, Tabishima, I'm in Makudi, where's the best place to eat pounded yam?" That's a very general thing. But because I'm a human being and I know you, maybe I know your wife, I can reason one or two things. Let's say your wife really, really likes catfish. In my mind, it is all those catfish places now that I'll begin to isolate before I reason and give you. But ChatGPT, Gemini, all these tools, they can't do that. They are not intelligent. They can't think. They don't understand. They don't get meaning. They don't. As much as all you people running around talking about singularity want it, it ain't gonna happen. Anyway, where was I? Okay, yes. So, think of it as a conversation, collaboration, rather than simple search. And then what you're trying to do is you're trying to give the AI tools clues so that it can figure out what it is that you want. So, first of all, give the AI tool a persona. So tell the AI tool who it is or who you are. So in this case, you tell the AI tool, instead of, okay, the way I do it is I say, talk about you. Say, I am a business development rep who works in a car financing company in Ondo State, Akure, Nigeria. So in this case, you won't say I. Now, using this framework, you now tell the AI tool, you say, good morning, Gemini. And Gemini will say, good morning, how can I help? And you say, Gemini, today I have a problem and you're going to help me solve that problem. And then Gemini will say, okay, go ahead. And then you now say, Gemini, assume that you are a sales officer who works with a car finance company in Ondo, Akure, Nigeria. So you see, that's the first step. Give the AI tool a persona. Then when you're giving instructions, use action verb. That is something that I saw online. So for me, when I prompt, I use lots of who, how, what, why, when. But these people here are saying use action verbs. So tell it, draft a project plan, summarize this PDF, debug this script. You can see action verb, action verb, action verb. Okay, that's something that's missing from my own framework. But anyway, you can see that there's no ultimate way to prompt. So, come up with your own way, but then still keep looking out on the internet. See how other people prompt. So you can learn how to prompt properly so that you can get the best results for whatever tools that you are using. Then, the write-up also says give some context. The context is the why and the who. Okay, I've already spoken about that, so no need. Anyway, so give context. This is the why and the who. And then it also says be conversational. So just be typing as if it's a human being. Let me just put it that way. Even though it's not a human being, don't worry, just pretend. Keep typing as if it's a human being. Then there are some more tips here about how you should be multimodal. That's because a lot of these tools can do lots of things. They can remove text from pictures. You can use text to create a picture. You can use text to create a video. You can use text to create, so just, enjoy. Use it for different things. Then, one tip I found here. Okay, no need to be polite. You can use direct language. Okay, yeah. Because I've noticed some people are, they think it's a human being, so they're very, very polite. Like Gemini, I beg, no vex. Can you help me? So, no need for that. No need to say Gemini, no vex. Then, let's see what else. Okay, so those are just some what will I say now, yardsticks, some guidelines around prompting. But yeah, whichever way that you're going to prompt, whether somebody taught you or whether you've listened to the way that I do it or you found something else, make sure that to get the best out of your AI tool, you need to say who you are or tell the AI tool who it should pretend to be. So make sure you say what you do. Make sure you say the problem you are facing. Please make sure you include those elements. But here is one way, another way of doing it. And I think this one I heard Gary Vee tell someone. So Gary Vee, in his usual manner, was telling somebody that, look, okay, you don't know how to prompt, Abby. Well, I do this. Go to ChatGPT, say who you are, say what you do, say the problem you're facing. Now ask ChatGPT to come up with a prompt that should help you solve the problem. Whatever ChatGPT says, take it, edit it, apply that as the prompt, and that is how you prompt. So let's go back to an example. This is what Gary Vaynerchuk said. You don't know how to prompt, but you're using ChatGPT or using Gemini or using Claude. So let's say Claude now, since lots of you are saying Claude is the best. All you Claude people, I feel like knocking you on your head. Today, Claude is the flavor of the month. 6 months from now, everybody would have jumped onto another bandwagon and you will be leading others astray, shouting, this is the best, this is the best. Anyway, let's roll with them. So you go to Claude and you say, Claude, I'm a business development rep. I live and work in Ondo State, Nigeria. I work with a car financing company, and my responsibility is to process leads so that I can match buyers of cars to sellers and also help them achieve flexible payment rates. The problem I'm facing is every time I sign up on the company CRM in the morning, the leads that are already there have already been tackled by some of my colleagues. I'm aware that there's a problem. I'm not sure what the problem is, and I'm not sure what it is that I should do about this problem. So, dear Claude, can you please create a prompt for me so that I can use this prompt in an AI tool to try and figure out what the problem is and how I can come up with a solution? That is your prompt, according to Gary Vee, and it makes perfect sense. I've done it before. You hit send, it will now give you a very detailed prompt. You now take that prompt and edit it accordingly. Send that prompt back into the AI tool and it will help you. I have done it before. Okay, no, I didn't do it. It was my friend who did it. I saw my friend's profile picture and I said, oh boy, that your DP, sharp, that your DP is fine. That's display picture. I said, who is the photographer that took this picture? And then my friend, my former flatmate, Aibe said, guy, may I no lie you, not AI. I say, what? The guy said, yeah, it's AI. I said, how did you take this picture? He said, very simple. Aibe was just chilling on the internet, and he likes there are some people that he likes. He respects some people, like Jay-Z, who again. There's some bigger bosses that he respects. Okay, like he also likes Elumelu. He also likes Father Kuka. He also likes those kind of people. So let's say in this case now, it's Bishop Kuka. Yeah, Bishop Kuka. For those of you who don't know, Bishop Kuka is a former Secretary General of the Catholic Secretariat. He's currently the Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese, and he's in the news a lot because he used to be on the Truth and Reconciliation Committee. That's when Obasanjo was in power, his first term. And, he has worked on national committees here and there, and he's a national commentator on all sorts of issues, political issues, social issues, cultural issues, religious issues. And Father Kuka runs the Father Kuka Center, which is devoted to good governance. I think good governance and interreligious dialogue or something like that. So that's Father Kuka. Now, that's somebody that Aibe respects. That's my former flatmate. So some of you are wondering, Aibe, where is that? Like, is that Japanese? No, it's not Japanese. He actually is from Kogi State. See, that's the problem with Nigeria. They say 3 major languages, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And a lot of you go to school and you don't realize that other people exist. So the first time you run into contact with someone like me, say, what's your name? Tabeshima. You say, where are you from? I'm from Nigeria, damn it. I'm from Benue State. And then you run into Aibe and then you say, are you what? Where are you from? And he's Nigerian. He's from Kogi. He's one of those things. If it reminds me when I met my wife, back then we were still dating. And she's like, where are you from? I said, I'm Tiv. She said, what? I thought you guys were extinct. I say, I laugh, die. I say, I bust laugh. Seriously. I said, you said what? She said, I thought you guys were extinct. She said, we used to read about you guys, the thief people. We used to read about thief people in history books and knock culture and everything. So I thought all of you guys were extinct. I laugh. I said, no, we're not extinct. We still exist. We're still in Benue State, parts of Nasarawa State, parts of Taraba State. So thief people were still here. If you're listening to this podcast, thief people were not extinct. We're here. And then my former flatmate, Aibe, he's Basa. I can't remember if he's Basa Ngi or Basa something. Because you go that side, all those tribes, Basa, this Basa, that. So I like to abuse him too. So it's just normal. When you're friends, you abuse each other. Just like I like to abuse Yoruba people because my sister-in-law is Yoruba. So that's what gives me the right. If you think I abuse Yoruba people too much, it's because I'm one of you. You're my family. You're my in-laws, Yoruba people. So I can abuse you anyhow. So where was I now? How did I even enter this level now? Anyway, where was I? Father Kuka. Okay, yes, Father Kuka, Aibe. So that's it. But side note, thief people exist. We are not extinct. Basa people exist. They are not extinct. Gwari people exist. They are not extinct. Nok people exist. And okay, and I don't mean Nok in Ireland. So Nok in Kaduna, they still exist. They're still here. Biron people, they still exist. We're not extinct. So there are plenty of other tribes. We're still here. We are not extinct. Yes, you read about us in history books, but we're here, live, direct. You can see us. We're all over the place. So, Aibe now. Aibe. How did I enter this place? AI tools now. So Aibe respects Bishop Hooker. So let's say now that Bishop Hooker has a very correct DP, very correct display picture. You see it somewhere and you like it. So Aibe said this is what he did. He took the AI tool, he took the picture, he put it into his favorite AI tool. Let's say it's Gemini. And then Aibe now said, Gemini, describe this picture. Now, of course, Gemini will describe the picture saying, this is a picture of a prominent Nigerian cleric named so and so. This image is most likely taken with aspect ratio something, 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 with camera aperture something, 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 with this level of contrast, this level of saturation, this level of this level of that. The tool, Gemini, will describe this picture in detail. So that's what Aibe did. You will now take that description and now personalize it. You will remove all the mention of Father Kuka. You will leave all those technical elements correct. The elements about saturation, about aperture, about focus, about depth of field, about orientation, about everything. You leave all those details there. You will now carry your own picture and put your own picture in the AI tool, in this case, which is Gemini, and tell Gemini, edit this my DP in line with these instructions below. You now carry the instructions, copy, and then paste. When you do that, the result will shock you. It will take your ordinary looking DP, and by the time you finish, like even you will start falling in love with yourself. Like, now maybe this. You trip. So once Aibe told me the secret, I started doing that thing with myself, and you should see the pictures I've come up with. In fact, the picture for the training that is coming up on the 12th of January to the 23rd, you see that fine picture there? That's me, AI. The reason I use AI is because my partner said I suppose to wear suit, and I say me, wear suit. I have not worn suit in the last time I wore suit was when me and my wife were getting married 15 years ago. That's the last time I wore suit. I say, me, suit, where will I find suit? Would the suit even fit me? So that's how we just did, and then grab. There's a picture of me wearing suit. Now AI. But yes, I'm not handsome. If you look at the picture, I'm not handsome. I'm a fine boy. Where was I? So that is the final recommendation for how to use a prompt. If you're confused, you don't know what to do, Gary Vaynerchuk has given you the formula. He says, tell the AI tool who you are, say what you do, say what problem you're facing. Tell it, I don't know how to prompt. Then ask the AI tool, can you come up with a prompt that will help me decode, figure out these problems that I'm facing? Then throw it in there. It will give you a detailed prompt. Take that prompt, personalize it, throw it back into the machine, and you see that you're making progress. Now, bottom line, the reason why I'm making today's podcast episode is, please, for those of you who are fans of the podcast, you follow the podcast, if I meet you in person, I don't want to hear you arguing with somebody over which is better. There's none that is better. All of them, for the purposes of what we do, trying to solve business problems, they are all equal. Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever, they are all equal. Stop waiting for the perfect tool. I've already been involved in an industry where people wasted too much time. You should see the level of arguments that photographers have over Sony versus Canon. Which one is better? Canon versus Nikon. Which one is better? Nikon versus Leica. Which one is better? They argue and argue and argue. Meanwhile, it's not about the camera. It's about the photographer. If you are a correct photographer, it doesn't matter which camera anybody gives you. You will do work and your work will slay well. So it's the same with AI. Stop getting involved in all these arguments. Learn how to prompt. You will get very good results from whatever AI tool you're using. So that's it. Remember, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, or any podcast player of your choice. And if you want to be part of the training that is coming up on the 12th of January to the 23rd of January, it's only going to be 10 days, don't worry, Monday to Friday. So Saturdays and Sundays off. Then hit me up. Call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Or if you just want to say hello, then reach out. You can also find me on LinkedIn. That's the only social media that I have. So that's it. That's all. Thank you very much for listening. I'll catch you guys some other time.